Ross Coulthart says the UFO control group has a new name. Let's talk about that and a whole lot else, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Oh, and just a channel note here. I have a sick relative and I'm going out of town to visit them for a day or two. So yeah, I'm going to leave you with some videos. And I will probably have a video up this afternoon, but I just wanted to let you know I am heading out of town, and I sure hope that they are doing better, or that it goes as well as it can. Okay, all right, but let's get on to what Ross has to say here. That the UFO control group, or at least one component of it anyway, Zodiac. Many people have been using the word Zodiac instead of MJ12. Well, Ross says Zodiac may have a new name.
What I am aware of is that, yes, there is a group of people who are making decisions about whether or not the American public and the rest of the world should be told about this. And you are right, at one stage it was apparently called Zodiac. That's in the rest of your question. What's the name now? Look, I've been told recently a name, and I've also been told recently an organisation. I'm still checking that out. You'll have to watch another episode of Reality Check to find out what I am aware of.
All right, yes, so teaser for his upcoming episode. But very interesting that the UFO control group may have a new name, or at least part of it, some part of it that's running some portion of this enterprise may have a new name. I don't know why they would have a new name. Let me know your theories on that in the comments below. All right, in other news, this has been making the headlines lately. Terrence Howard on Joe Rogan. I watched his comments, and they were very intelligently stated and very interesting. Apparently, he has patents and everything. Yeah, there he is as the sci-fi wizard. Love it, love it. Okay, but let's get into a little bit of what he had to say. To clarify, Vlad the Alien says Terrence Howard proposes that modern science was built on mistaken axioms and invention of straight lines over the observed curved nature of reality. But science gave us so much progress in the last century, you might say. He doesn't claim that the scientific method doesn't work. He is saying that if we based our academic field on a mistaken assumption, a crucial link was missing, and our progress was stalled. Newtonian laws work and were used for a long time. However, they break down at large speeds in gravity. This is where Einstein's theory of relativity comes in and provides a better model. If Terrence is right, the ramifications of his theory are even more significant. He proposes a unified model which could potentially lead to free energy, superconductivity, and anti-gravity. His ideas must be tested and proved. We still do not have a unified theory in physics, and we cannot reconcile gravity with the quantum world. This means that something is fundamentally wrong in our approach to physics. We can all sense it. However, it would be unwise to rush to conclusions and accept such profound claims without scrutiny. I am glad the hunger for such knowledge is palpable and hope that his ideas will be explored instead of being ridiculed and suppressed, says Vlad. And others are talking about it. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are talking about it. And there he is. Now, I wish I could show you a clip of Terrence speaking, but every time I clip from Joe Rogan, I get a copyright claim, so I can't do that. But MJ Truth Ultra also has a little breakdown. Terrence Howard invented a new form of flight which operates off of hydrogen fuel cells, and no one is talking about it. Fascinating interview. It's called Linchpin, and it can perform tangential flight, which basically spins around its own center of mass. How is it powered? By hydrogen fuel cells. It can also use lithium batteries. Its design is based off the geometry of hydrogen, which allows it to bond to many linchpins. These flying devices can be scaled to something very small or unlimitedly big. Yeah, fascinating stuff. He also talks a lot about the periodic table. That seems to be a centerpiece of his theory. Now, I have seen an expert on, mainstream science, on Kurt Jemongel, utterly refute this and saying, it's interesting, and he actually talked to his team about it, but that's not what the periodic table is all about. There's a fundamental misunderstanding of what all of that is, according to him, but it was interesting enough for him to talk to his team about. So I don't know enough about any of this to make sense of it. I think it's fascinating. I love these ideas of alternative energy and, stuff like that. But, until somebody is actually able to do it, I'm, very much on the fence about it, but super intriguing. We're certainly never going to get there if people aren't coming up with ways to get there. So I salute Terrence for his pioneering physics, thoughts. So awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Meanwhile, the FDA has approved Neuralink's brain chip implant technology for a second patient. We are getting round 2, guys. Round 2. We are closer than ever to becoming cyborgs. Of course, this is all to the good for these people that are getting this. This is helping them. So I don't want to be too negative about it, but it is a little alarming looking at it in the long term. But, it is what it is. The FDA has approved Elon Musk Neuralink to implant its experimental brain chip technology in a second individual following issues that arose with its first patient. The company recently addressed the complications in a posting on Neuralink's blog, noting that several threads connected to the brain of patient Nolan Arbaugh had retracted, causing a decrease in effective electrodes that reduced the amount of data that could be obtained. So obviously, the first iteration of this sort of technology, there's going to be bugs, there's going to be things they need to work out. But they think they have worked out some of those, and they are going ahead with a second patient, and they have been approved by the FDA to do just that. So fingers crossed it goes well and that it's able to help patient number 2. It is what it is. We are entering a new world, guys. We are entering a new world. And I'm making this video kind of fast and rough because I do have to kind of plan to head out of town. So normally I've been saving the weird videos for the last video. But look at this, guys. Look at this 100-foot wave. And that surfer is a legend. I mean, look at that. Look at that, man. That is some serious Point Break stuff right there. Whoa. Whoa, look at that. Wow. If anybody's ever seen Point Break, you know what I'm talking about. Wow, yeah, that's Patrick Swayze right there. Whew. That's amazing, guys. That's amazing. I am not doing that, but I wish I could. That would be so badass. Maybe I need to learn to surf. Okay. Meanwhile, SpaceX launches first batch of new spy satellites for the NRO. The agency wants to quadruple the number of its satellites in orbit. The NRO, the National Reconnaissance Office, launched an undisclosed number of next-generation spy satellites into orbit today. The mission, called NROL-146, was launched aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California early Wednesday morning and comprised the beginning of a future constellation of intelligence satellites. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll link to this article and you can read it at your leisure. But there you go, Elon Musk getting more and more in bed with the government, which makes me very uncomfortable. I love the idea of an independent space agency by a rogue billionaire who can, have FU money and can do whatever he wants and isn't beholden to anyone. But it's increasingly clear that Elon Musk is likely beholden. So that is too bad, too bad. But again, it is what it is. And we are where we are. And how likely would it be that the powers that be would allow an independent space agency? So, again, it is what it is. So I guess we can just hope for the best, that they have good spy satellites. I guess that's all we can hope for. Guess that's all we can hope for. Now, this is really juicy, guys. This is really juicy. The Senate Intelligence Committee passes FY25 Intelligence Authorization Act. I know that doesn't sound super juicy, but it is, guys. It is. Why is this super juicy? Because it requires a Government Accountability Office review of AARO. That's right. And this is probably coming from Senator Mark Warner, who Danny Sheehan said in the interview that I had with him that he regards Senator Warner as a great ally, and he seemed to expect great things from Senator Warner. Could this be the beginning of that? Could this be the beginning of that? Maybe it's not the beginning. Maybe it's been going on for a while. Maybe behind the scenes, Senator Warner has been kicking butt on behalf of UFO transparency. I hope so. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. So who knows? Maybe we've got a new ally in the works. Yeah, either way, this new provision by Senator Warner will require a Government Accountability Office review of AARO regarding U.A.P. reporting and federal agency coordination. Yeah, so I love it. AARO definitely needs some oversight. They definitely need some accountability. Will they get it? Will they get this accountability? Can you make the UFO control group accountable? Hey, maybe I lived a dream, guys. I lived a dream. Senator Warner's living the dream. So, hey, he knows more than I do. He probably knows what's possible more than I do. Maybe it is possible to hold AARO to account. I sure hope so, guys. This could be something very exciting and encouraging for the future of AARO. I actually believe AARO was established with the best of intentions. I really do. The U.A.P. task force was set up with good intentions. Then I think after Jay Stratton left, that got subverted. Then it was around that time that the doom was in for AARO, which was, came a little later, but the same intentions that went into the U.A.P. task force, the creation of that, I believe, went into the creation of AARO. But by then, the fix was in. Can it be unfixed? Well, we'll see, guys. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Let me know if you're optimistic about that. Meanwhile, this is really cool. Check out this. Translating lost languages using machine learning. A new system developed at MIT CSAIL aims to help linguistics decipher languages that have been lost to history. Recent research suggests that most languages that have ever existed are no longer spoken. Dozens of these dead languages are also considered to be lost or undeciphered. That is, we don't know enough about their grammar, vocabulary, or syntax to be able to actually understand their texts. Lost languages are more than an academic curiosity. Without them, we miss an entire body of knowledge about the people who spoke them. However, researchers at MIT's Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Laboratory recently made a major development in this area, a new system that has been shown to be able to automatically decipher a lost language without needing advanced knowledge of its relation to other languages. They also showed that their system can itself determine relationships between languages, and they used it to corroborate recent scholarship suggesting the language of Iberian is not actually related to Basque. So there you go, guys. We could, because of AI, start to learn a lot more about the ancient world. I think that is super exciting, guys. I love it. I think a lot of mysteries to, the UFO puzzle can probably be found in the ancient world if any of those texts are still surviving. Well, if they were talking about UFOs and their relationship with the phenomenon back then, now we might be able to understand what they were saying. So very cool, guys. Very cool. I think that is just super encouraging. Meanwhile, talking about the Department of Energy, which came up yesterday when Tim Burchett and Anna Paulina Luna were grilling the Secretary of the Department of Energy. People have been noting various interesting things about the Department of Energy. The WAN says a timeline from Roswell 1947 to the creation of the DOE in 1977. I guess we know who took custody of those crashed discs. 1947, the Roswell crash. 1947, custody of crashed discs given to Los Alamos Lab, run by the Atomic Energy Commission. 1974, the Atomic Energy Commission reorganized into the Energy Research and Development Administration. 1977, the ERDA reorganized as part of the DOE. So yeah, there you go, a direct link from the entity that recovered the Roswell crash to the DOE. Pretty juicy, right? Pretty juicy. So let me know what you think about that and everything else covered today in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the like button and the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in an even bigger way, consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt in the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.